All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hello,
Hello,
hello.
teacher.
Hey, teacher, good evening.
Good evening, everyone. How are you today?
Good, teacher, and you?
Fine. Good. I'm doing great. Thank you. We are about to finish our week in our program because today is our last class of the week. So let's start right away because we have a lot planned for today, a lot of practice that we need to cover, okay? So first, we're going to start with a speaking activity, a little speaking practice, and then we will dive into some parts of the test, of the FCE test. We're going to review the use of English, parts 1 and 2. In this part of the class, our first block of class, we're going to focus on parts 1 and 2. Okay, so we're going to see some tips, some recommendations, and also we're going to do the practice exercises. At the end of the class, you will complete a Moodle activity. So this is in test number 2, you're going to complete the use of English, open, close activity. All right. So that is what we have for today. Let me double check. Yes, so this is the open close activity, all right? And if we have time at the end, we will play a bamboozle to review collocations of make and do. But this is just an extra activity, or you can use it as practice, okay? So we're going to start with our first activity of the day is a little speaking practice. So let me show you here. Just give me a moment, please. All right, so let me show you. The first activity for today is to practice a little bit about the speaking section in the exam. So the speaking part that we will have. I was talking with teacher Sandy, and for our speaking exam, we're going to have two parts. One part is going to be a debate, okay? So something similar to what we did yesterday, but of course it's going to be much longer. And we expect everyone to participate because this will be part of your evaluation for the speaking, okay? So in the first hour of the speaking exam, you are going to have a debate. So next week, Teacher Sandy and I will share the topic with you, and we will have the two groups, the group in favor and the group against, right? So the proposition and the opposition. Remember, we studied this yesterday. So here, it's important that everyone prepares because you won't have time to get in the groups and like divide the info very detailed in a very detailed manner, but you will need to prepare. So we will give you the topic of the debate one day before, and you will know in which group you are assigned to, okay? So you need to prepare some arguments for that, even some examples, review how to create a conclusion, okay? So everyone will need to have a role in the debate. So it's going to be 1 hour, so we have plenty of opportunity for everyone to participate, okay? So do we have any questions about this, about the speaking, or it's clear.
It's clear, teacher.
All right, excellent. Okay, so in the next part, we have the debate, and we will also have a bit of individual questions with you. So here in this document, you can find some examples of how the speaking part will be done. Okay, so first, well, the introduction. I don't know if we will have enough time like to do the whole structure, but we can have some individual questions. So we can ask questions about your likes and dislikes for special occasions. What do you do? These are common topics that we can discuss, right? Or media, how much TV do you watch? Okay, so there are not going to be these exact questions, but the topics can be related to that. Also, we can have some pictures that we're going to show you. Look at the instruction here. So we have, I'm going to give you 2 photographs. I would like you to talk about the photographs for a minute, and also to answer questions about your partner. So it's okay. This is to be designed in couples, but we're going to do it individually, okay? So in this part, you will also need to describe pictures or talk about the pictures and the questions that you will find above the picture, okay? So it's necessary to talk for at least a minute with fluency, using the appropriate vocabulary, pronunciation, etc. Okay? So that's what we're going to start our class with today. The first 2 questions are these 2. So how important is it to help people in these situations? We have this situation and the second. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes, 2 minutes to prepare. In the exam, we don't have time to prepare, okay? So the exam, I'll show you the picture and you start. But because of this is practice, I can give you 2 minutes to prepare, and then I will choose at random 2 students for these 2 pictures, okay? So you can have them here and here, 2 minutes, and then I'll select 2 students at random for them to participate. Yes, Carlos?
Yes,
You would
teacher.
like to
Please, can you
participate?
put the question?
Okay, the question. Yes, sorry.
Yes. Okay, teacher. Thank you.
Mhm. Yes, Brian? Hello?
Um, Hello, teacher. I don't understand the second picture clearly. It's disoriented person or a criminal
Yes, the woman is looking for some directions.
information.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay, so we have enough time. Now let's see. Give you just one more minute. Okay. All right, let's start. So let's see, maybe we can hear Julian. Oh, okay, Brian, you are volunteering. Excellent. So Brian and then Julian. Brian, for the first picture,
Yes,
give me
teacher.
just, I will put the time, just a second.
I think you could help injured people by not in the medical way because you could to get worse the situation worse. You could help him and ask him for her family or ask him for a driver to go to the hospital together and in the health in the way to to improve the pain. I think you shouldn't no don't touch.
Okay. You had 6 extra seconds. Okay, thank you, but is good. I'm just writing here. Now, Julian, for the second picture. Julian is here.
Yeah, sure.
All right,
Well,
Julian, for the second picture.
I need to just describe in the picture.
No, answer the question. So, how important is it to help people in these situations?
Okay, sorry. So, uh, she could be a traveler that is in a new city. So she's lost, and the policeman is helping to her to help to her to find an address. And the situation is important because it, like she is a traveler, and it's important to improve the tourism in the new cities and the for example, in these countries, Latin American countries, the policemen are seems like bad people or in a bad way. So if they help the people in a new ways, on a different ways, I think that their imagine could be changed. Could
Okay,
be
their image could change.
image could
All
change.
right, the image could change. All right, good. Now, guys, I'm going to show you another set of pictures. And, oh, no, actually, let's do it again with other students. Another round with the students, and then we show other pictures. So let's see, for the first picture, maybe Jean-Claude. Same question. How important is to help people in these situations? Jean-Claude, I cannot hear you. Jan?
Teacher, hello?
Yes, now I can hear you. Yes,
Hey,
now I
teacher.
can.
It's very important in this moment because the person maybe has a injury, so when will the uh, la ambulancia come, the injury will be worse with the time. So if you can help the person in this moment is so important.
All right. You had 20 seconds.
I don't know. No, it's the most important. But if you
All right.
if you don't have the knowledge, it's better not help the person. Okay.
All right. Yes, guys. So you need to be prepared before you start. Take into account that you can have 1 minute to talk. In some exams is 1 minute. In other exams is 2 minutes. Okay. So we need to be prepared. Sometimes we don't realize how long a minute is. We speak and then only 30 seconds. So if the evaluator or the teacher doesn't say, okay, stop, or you hear the timer, then you need to continue speaking, okay? Now let's see another person, another student. Let's hear maybe Jeanette. For the second picture, okay, remember you have a minute. How is it, or how important is it to help people in these situations? Jeanette?
Teacher, sorry, I arrived late at the meeting and I don't know what's happening this image.
Okay, the image is a lost woman on the city. She's lost.
Okay, I think it's important to help these people because when you are lost in a place, you have a lot of stress and anxious, and you need the help of the people that know where are the places or where are the the people that can help this type of people. For example, you can um, talk, talk with they and provide them a number of a policeman or a police officer, you know, and and they can help them.
All right. Okay, you can stop there. So thank you, Jeanette. This sentence, the people that can help this type of people. It's not very clear, right? We say the people and the people. So you could say people like policemen or maybe neighbors or I don't know, people from a store can help the tourists or the visitors who are lost, okay? So we need to be more precise with our language. We don't say the people that can help other or these people. It's not clear, all right? So keep that in mind. Guys, these exercises, the corrections that I might give you are not just directly to you, but for the others, you can pay attention to your classmates. Okay, what can I improve? Or is this a good sentence? Okay, is this correct? So we're going to stop with these 4 students for now. Later in the class, so maybe let's say in half an hour, we are going to do another round with other pictures, okay? But for now, we're going to check attendance and start with our writing exercises, okay? So let's see with the attendance today. Gerson Arismendi. Gerson is not here. Jean-Claude Barrera.
Present, teacher. Teacher.
All right, yes. Yesid Calderon.
Present, teacher.
All right. Natalia Camargo.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Brian Cordero. Brian. Andrés Correa.
Hi, teacher. Present.
All right, thank you. Silvia Cuellar.
Hi, teacher, present.
Okay. Elkin Fernández. Elkin is not connected. Julián Figueroa.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Ginette.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Carlos.
Present, teacher.
All right. Mabeli.
Present, teacher.
Okay. José Alejandro Gómez.
Okay.
Alejandro.
I'm here, teacher.
Okay. I'm sorry. Just a minute. And then we continue. Okay. Yudilicet Liscano.
Present.
Okay. And Lisette Tarazona.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Very good. Excellent, guys. So we are going to begin our session today with some practice for the exam, especially the use of English part. Today we will focus on part 1 and part 2, all right? So let's check what is part 1 and what are some tips that we can have for this part, okay? So this part, number 1, is known as the multiple choice clause, okay? So this means that, the short text, you are going to find 8 multiple choice questions. Each question will have 4 options, A, B, C, or D, okay? So the advice is for you to do this part rather quick and save your time for reading and also for writing, okay? So in this part, you can have be a little more quick and just my advice in this case would be to try to go with your instinct or your like subconscious knowledge. If you think that a word is the answer, you may be correct, okay? You're probably correct. So you can just go a little bit quicker in this part of the text. Do not overthink it, okay? So what are some things that can help you in this part of the exam is to read a lot and read often, okay? In this way, you gain so much vocabulary that can be useful in this part of the exam, okay? So let's see some of the things that you can find in the use of English part 1, okay? we can find a vocabulary of similar words, okay? For example, we're going to find in an option, you can see the word see, look, watch, and stare, okay? Or also hear, listen, or listen to, okay? So some words will have sets of similar words. We need to practice and will identify in which cases do we use certain verbs and not others, even if they have a similar meaning, okay? So that's the first type of words that we're going to find are similar words. Also, we can find phrasal verbs, okay? Remember, so a phrasal verb is made of one or two particles. So a verb and a preposition or an adverb, okay? So to go up, to get down, to go off, to drop out, drop off, all of these are phrasal verbs, okay? We have an example here. The phrasal verb to carry on, okay? So you may have the word carry and then the options of to carry out, to carry on, to carry off. So it depends on the meaning. That is why it's very important for us to practice also phrasal verbs, because the particle changes the meaning of the phrasal verb. It's not the same to say to turn on than turn off, okay? Or turn out, turn up. So every particle has a different meaning. So we need to review that. Also idioms. We are going to find, or we can find some idioms in this part of the text. So what is an idiom? Is a set of words that it has its own meaning, different from the words themselves, okay? So when I say to keep an eye on something, I don't mean to literally take my eye and put it there and keep it there. Of course not, okay? So this means to watch something, to be careful about something, okay? To look at it constantly and take care of it. This is to watch, to keep an eye on something, okay? So for an idiom, you can maybe find the particle on. So you have several options. So you need to remember, okay, to keep an eye on something, no, out something or off something. No, the correct preposition in that case will be on, right? So it is very useful for these topics to get some lists. So when you are reading something, if you recognize, oh, this is a phrasal verb or this is an idiom, to have some lists, okay? To exercise memory and try to use them in your vocabulary. And also we can have some collocations. So these are sets of words that usually go together, okay? So for example, a collocation is a hard thrust. We don't have any like set rules for collocations. We just need to remember them and practice them as a set, as a group, okay? Also writing down some of collocations as we encounter them, okay? I saw Gerson. Hi, Gerson. Thank you. Just a minute. Okay, so that is the use of English part 1. Let's take a look at some tips that we can have for this part. Natalia, can you read the first tip, please?
Okay, teacher. Keep list of phrasal verbs, collocations, and idioms in your notebook and add to them as you learn new ones. Review this list weekly.
Yes, so keep lists of phrasal verbs, collocation, and idioms. Very good. Silvia, can you read the second tip, please?
Okay, teacher. Highlight or circle words before or after the gap like prepositions, verbs, and nouns. This will help you to identify phrasal verbs, collocations, and idioms.
Good. So in the exercise, you can highlight or take note of the words before and after the gap, okay? So if they are a preposition, if they are a verb, if they are a noun, okay? The next tip, let's read it, please, Maveli. Next tip.
Read 3.
Yes.
Read in English. Students who love to read in English do well on this part of the exam. A student who dislikes reading thinks this part is really difficult. Read the news, blog posts, or books just for fun for 10, 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes a day. Yes, guys, I find this tip to be the most important because one of the most useful ways to learn either phrasal verbs or collocations or idioms is by reading or receiving the info. It's not the same to have a list. You can go Google list of idioms or list of phrasal verbs, and there are tons, okay, a lot of them. You read it, you try to memorize it, and then you forget because you don't know how to use them. But when you are reading or maybe watching a movie or some content in English, then you identify, oh, yeah, this is an idiom or this is a phrasal verb that I can use in those situations. So that is the most important to get this kind of vocabulary is to get so much input in English either through reading or listening, okay? And well, the last tip I already discussed a little bit. Of course, you need to spend time and think about it, but don't focus or overthink this part because you will need that time for the longer text, okay, to get some comprehension in this. So focus on the main part of the most of your time. I would recommend on reading the longer text, and this one you can take a little bit less time, okay? So before we do the exercise, I'm going to show you some exercises of phrasal verbs, collocations, and idioms, okay? After that, then we will do like an exercise from a book with examples from the test, sorry. Now we're going to review some uses of phrasal verbs, okay? Let's start here. I already shared this link with you guys, the link for this website, but there's a lot of exercises. So today we will focus on this one, but you can continue practicing with the others, okay? So this one is to review some phrasal verbs, okay? To wear off, to let down, to catch on, live up to, stand for, eat out, etc. So for now, we are going to ignore this part. Just try to do it on your own. Match the phrasal verb with the meaning on the right, okay? So you can click it. I think you can move it. Okay, yes, so you move it. You drag it to match it with the correct phrasal verb and the correct meaning, okay? Try to do it first without, of course, checking the answers, okay? I'll give you some time and then we will socialize the correct answers for this exercise. All right, guys, are you ready with the answers or do you need a bit more time?
More time, teacher.
Okay. Okay, ready?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Let's take a look. Let's compare. So to wear off, what did you pair it with? To wear off.
To gradually disappear or stop.
Yes, let's put it here. So to wear off is to gradually disappear or to stop. Let's see next. You see, to let down.
To let down, to disappoint, to cause, or allow what? Sometimes to move down gradually.
Yes, so to let down is to disappoint or to allow something to move down gradually. Natalia, to catch on.
Teacher, to become popular? Oh,
Yes, or to understand. It's right there, to catch on. Mabeli, next, to live up to.
Live up to be as good as expected.
Yes, to be as good as expected. Very good. Lisette Tarazona, to stand for.
To be an abbreviation or symbol or something to support something.
In this case, it's, yes, let me double check. To stand for, yes, so it stands for this, okay? For example, I can say ASAP, it stands for as soon as possible, okay? So to stand for is to have to be an abbreviation or symbol of something to support something. I stand for women's right, for example. I support that. Okay, Lisette Liscano. Next one, to eat out.
To have a meal in a restaurant.
To have a meal in a restaurant. Good. Julian, next, to drop in.
Yes, and to drop in, to pay an informal visit to a person or a place.
Yes, to drop in. Jose, to find out. What is to find out?
1 moment, teacher. To discover, to become aware of something.
Yes. Okay, and then we have the answers there. To feel up to, let's see. Gerson, can you read it, please? To feel up to?
Okay, teacher. To feel up to have the strength and energy to do or deal with something.
Yes, to deal with something. And well, the last one, I will read it. To throw up is to vomit, okay? So this website, you can find many other practice exercises for phrasal verbs. Now, let's move on to a second exercise, which is collocations, okay? We're going to practice some common collocations with make or do, okay? The different uses of verbs make and do. So again, let's have some minutes to work on this. Click on the correct or the most suitable verb to complete the sentence. Make or makes or does, did or made, etc. Okay? So let's have again 4 or 5 minutes and then we check it. All right, let's check our answers together. I think you finished. So, Jean-Claude, for the first one, how did you complete it? Jean-Claude? No? Okay. Jeanette, for the first one, how did you complete it?
Teacher, I put it makes no difference to me if he stays for 1 day or 1 month.
Yes, okay. So we say make a difference is to have an effect. Continue, Carlos, the second one.
Yes, teacher. I made a promise to meet him whenever in London.
Whenever in London, yes, to make a promise. Brian, next one. He'll
make his bets. No, do his bets to pass the exam.
He'll do his best to pass the exam. To do one's best is to perform the task as well as possible. Andres, the next, number 4.
Okay, teacher, number 4, David made a reservation for a flight to Dublin.
Yes, he made a reservation. To make a reservation is to book, to arrange something. Okay, now the others. We can do it all together. Susan, have an hour of exercise.
Does.
Yes. Susan does. So to do exercise. Number 6, drink this medicine. It will
Do.
It will do you good. To benefit you. She has several jobs to
Do.
do. Yes, to do before going to bed. Do a job. Andrew
Made.
made a profit, so to earn money. The customer
Made.
so to make a complaint, to write that you are not satisfied with something. And the last, I'll make you suffer if you
Do.
do the dishes. So to do the dishes means to wash the dishes, right? So these are common collocations that we can find with the verbs make and do. All right, guys, so to finish the practice and then move on to the exercise, we're going to do a little practice of idioms, okay? So this is our final exercise here before the test practice. Again, some minutes to work individually, and then we will socialize the answers together. All right, let's compare, guys. So the first one, to be bound to. What's the meaning of this? To be bound to.
Teacher, certain or likely to happen?
Let's see. Yes, I think it is. To be bound to is to be likely to happen. Okay. Judging by appearances. Okay, this one is easy. To make judgments based on the way of something or someone looks, somebody looks. Let's put it there. To apples, the apple of somebody's eye.
A person or thing that is loved more than any other.
Yes, a person or thing that is loved more than any other. Day in and day out.
Happening every day.
Yes, this is something that happens every day, day in and day out. Once in a blue moon.
Very rarely.
Something that happens very rarely, once in a blue moon. To come to an end.
Teacher, to end or to stop?
To end or to stop. To go off the deep end.
To suddenly, I'm sorry, teacher. To suddenly become very angry.
To go off
Emotional.
the deep end. To become very angry or emotional. Okay, there we have our answers. When you miss the boat is you fail to use an opportunity. All of a sudden means suddenly, de repente, and to have one's heart set on. Okay, so to be determined determined to do something. I have my heart set on this, so it means that I'm determined to do this, right? Excellent, guys. So that's our review, like collocations, phrasal verbs, and idioms. Now we're going to take a look at this type of exercise. We're going to practice it here, and then we move to the second type of exercise, okay? So exercise number 1, or part 1, is to read the text here and decide which answers A, B, C, or D best fit each gap, all right? We have the example, bright, fair, keen, or sharp. So it is for number 0. So the incredible prehistoric Chauvet cave art in France is painted in bright colors and dates back to a period around 30,000 years ago, when early humans first started to create rock art. So let's read it first together without looking at the options, okay? So we read it with the gaps, and then you can have some time to analyze it and select your answers, okay? First, let's read it with the gaps without giving any answer. Let's see, Liscano, can you continue reading, please? After started to create rock art.
Although various of these art have been found in caves in Western Europe. Europe, sorry. Very few people have seen the art at Chauvet because it's located instead and inaccessible. Inaccessible underground cave system.
Yes, cave system. Okay, continue, Mabeli. Those who have
Okay, teacher. And though I don't see
those.
Okay. Those who have seen it say that it is very impressive, showing animals, horse, rhinos, and cows, and that the artwork is good enough to modern compositions.
Yes, modern compositions. Okay, continue reading, Andres. The next paragraph, please.
Okay, teacher. The next paragraph, the first scientist, right? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, teacher. The first scientist too, the Chauvet painting missed some other important. However, the walls of the cave are also marked with a series of lines and symbols that were initially as insignificant. But recent research has suggested that these marks may represent humankind's first step towards the development of writing, which is people to rethink their ideas about when written communication first start.
First started. Okay, so this is messages from the Stone Age, de la Edad de Piedra. You can have some minutes to read it again if you need, and select the most appropriate or most suitable option to complete the gap. Okay, illustrations, models, cases, examples. Okay, some minutes and then we will compare your answers. All right, guys, are you ready or do you need more time? A bit more time?
I'm ready, teacher.
Okay. And what about the rest of the students? Ready? All right, guys, let's socialize. So, although various, what did you select? Although various of this art,
Examples?
various of this art have been found in caves in Western Europe. You say examples?
Illustration.
For me, it's a illustration.
Yes, it's the answer is examples. Okay, let me double check here. But yes, it's examples. I'll show you afterwards, after we compare, I'll show you the answer key. And let's see. Just a minute, please. Of the various examples, yes, of this art have been found in caves. Very few people have seen the art of Chauvet because it is located
Deep.
is located deep inside an inaccessible underground cave system. It's correct. Next, we have 3. Those have seen it. It say that it's very impressive, showing animals.
Such as?
Such as, so let's select here. Examples, deep, such as horses, rhinos, and cows. The artwork is good enough to modern. compositions. To rival, to compare, to compete, to oppose.
Teacher, I don't know.
For me, it's to compare.
To compare.
For me.
Okay.
Compete.
Okay. Let's analyze why not compare. When we use compare, we need to use also a preposition. I compare it to, okay? Or I compare it with. So that is the first. Compare, it's not. To compete. We also need a preposition with compete. Compete with. Oppose. Oppose, does it make sense or no? Oppose or rival?
No.
Rival.
Okay,
Rival.
the verb is rival. Okay, so this is
Teacher,
what we...
with rival, we don't have to use a preposition.
No, you can rival modern compositions, okay? Without the preposition, it's not necessary. Okay? Okay, number 5. The first scientist to the Chauvet painting. Miss, so important. Okay, so here we need to analyze the context. We are talking about caves, right? That we were very deep in a cave in Western Europe. So what verb can be appropriate in this context of we are getting something from a cave, a deep cave? To arrive, to reach. Yes, the answer is to reach. So the verb reach indicates that we have some problems or struggles, so you get there for the first time, right? To reach, alcanzar, que alcanzaron las pinturas, que estaban lejos, a lo profundo de las cuevas, so it's to reach, okay? Number 6, miss other important, however.
Details.
Yes, other important details. The walls of the cave are also marked with a series of lines and symbols that were initially as insignificant.
Teacher, I don't know, maybe the letter C, thought.
Okay, they were thought
or believed
as insignificant, were agreed as insignificant, were regarded as insignificant, or was believed as insignificant. So listen, here we have other case of prepositions. When we use it was believed insignificant, ahí no necesitamos preposición. Believed insignificant, or was believed to be insignificant. Believe no puede ser. Was thought, también no puedes, was thought as insignificant. No, that is not the correct preposition, okay? The verb here is regarded, okay? You are regarded as insignificant, okay? That is the only verb from the list who can be before the preposition as in this case, okay? So that is the key. En este caso, la clave es la preposición as. The last one. The first step towards the development of writing, which is people to rethink. It's, okay, aquí también el secreto está en la preposición, which is resulting people to rethink, is having people to rethink, is making people to rethink, or is causing people to rethink.
Causing, teacher, I think.
Yes, the verb is causing, okay? Si dijéramos making, is making people rethink, ahí no necesitamos el to, okay? Entonces, de las otras, resulting, having, o making, no podemos usar el to, okay? Entonces, En este caso, las preposiciones fueron claves para el ejercicio. Okay? How did you find it? Difficult? Easy? So-so? So-so?
Tricky
Yeah.
because the prepositions.
Yes.
Yeah, some of
And
them were difficult.
this is very common. So you can have like verbs that have similar meanings, like rival, compare, compete, oppose. You can see they have similar meanings, but the key is on the prepositions. Which ones are the correct ways of using them, right? Well, guys, so here you have the answers. And next, remember I told you we were going to have another round of speaking practice. So we will have, again, 2 other students for this picture, okay? How do these people feel about working together? Everyone, you can think about it for a minute or 2, and then I will ask you, okay? All right, let's see. So now we are going to listen to Andres. Okay, Andres, how do these people feel about working together?
Okay, teacher. So, according to the picture, think, for example, the boy, the guy in the that had the blue shirt may feel bored or I don't know, annoyed because he's checking his cell phone. However, the rest of the people that are in the picture are really concentrate or focusing their activities. I think so.
You still have 28 seconds.
Oh yeah, 20? All right. Let me check another one there. For example, the guy on the left way probably is the assistant. I don't know. And the blonde woman is for me. I think is she's the boss of the team.
Okay, yes, you have time. Okay, thank you guys, perfect. So this is to practice getting used to speaking for a minute or longer, all right? Even if the picture is simple, you can have some more details like, I believe they are in a meeting, yeah, they might work in a tourism agency. You can see some pictures here, they're traveling, I don't know, so you can make up things, right? Just the important thing is to prove your fluency to the evaluators. In this case, it would be teacher Sandy, okay? So, well, that was it, little break, because I want you to have some time to work on the next part. So let's review quickly so you can have the time to work on the Moodle activity. The second part of the use of English is the open close. We have already studied this topic many times, but it's good to review it, okay? So the open close is a short text with gaps, okay? There is missing word. There are missing words, but there are no options, okay? So what are some of the topics or things that we can find in this part of the text? We can find verbs, right? In simple continuous forms, either present or past or future forms. We can find modal verbs, all types of verbs. Pronouns and possessive, so myself, their, yours, mine, etc. Comparative, so the more, the largest, the biggest relatives. Articles, the, or an. Determiners, so these, that, either, or. Conditionals, if or when. Quantifiers, some, many, a few, much. Time conjunctions, so before, when, after, as soon as. Okay, so basically anything. You can find all types of words in this exercise. Okay. So what are some tips for this part? Read the text quickly to understand the main idea. Read carefully the words before and after the gap. You can highlight any clues you have, like a verb, a noun, an adjective, or parts of the expression, okay? This is to recognize what kind of word is missing. So if you already have a verb, then maybe you are missing a preposition. Or if you have a noun, then you are missing an adjective, okay? So pay attention to what you have to try and guess what is missing in that gap, okay? So that is like the most, the basic tip is read what you have in the context and try to figure out what is missing, okay? So for example, here, I will only read the example because then the couple of minutes that we have for our class, you will use in the Moodle practice. So the example here. Okay, here it is, sorry. The UK is home to half the world's population of grey seals, and there many local boats. So we have a quantifier and we already have a noun. What is missing here? The verb, okay? So what is missing here is the verb. And we know that there is usually combined with there is or there are. So we have trips is plural, so the obvious answer is there are. There are many local boat trips offering sightseeing, okay? So that is the basic tip in these cases, is to recognize what you have, to try and guess what you are missing, okay? Well, we don't have time to do the exercise that I have on the slides. You can do it as extra practice. You can take it from the slides. Now I want you to take these 15 minutes of our class to work on the Moodle activity, okay? So just give me 1 second. I will activate it so you can do it, okay? All right, so guys, I need you to pay very close attention to what the activity is, because we have a lot of activities. We have test 1, test 2, test 3. Today, I will grade the test number 2, use of English, part 2. Okay, again, test number 2, use of English, part 2 is the open close. So let me show you the activity. So test number 2, use of English, part 2, the open close. Check the questionnaire now. The name is dictionaries, okay? So that is the exercise that you're going to complete now, dictionaries. You have the gaps and the text, so read the text. Remember to follow the instruction. 1 word in each gap, okay? You can work on that. If you all finish early, then we can do some extra practice at the end. But for now, let's have 10-15 minutes to work on the Moodle activity. Test number 2, part 2, open, close. Okay, I cannot see some students like Brian. Who else? Maybe Julian, you're now working on Moodle. Remember, guys, I will download this grade and take it for your quizzes grade, the 40%.
Teacher, I have a question. We need to
Yes, tell me.
write down the words with capital letters.
Let me double check. I think it's not case sensitive, okay? So it doesn't affect it if it's capital letters or not, but let me check, okay? Just a moment. Okay. No, it doesn't, it's no problem. You can write it in
Okay, teacher.
lowercase.
Thank you.
All right. All right, guys, excellent. I can see most of you finished, the ones who are doing the activity during class. So you can have some extra time to finish it up. I will download the results, the scores for this activity tomorrow, okay? I'm going to leave you. Okay, no, I will leave it until Saturday at 6 p.m. Okay, you can do it until Saturday 6 p.m. and I will download your scores that day. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. That is all for today. See you next week. See you on Monday.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
teacher. Bye.
Teacher, thank you.
Bye-bye, guys.